everyone, welcome to the video. Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial for Dust in the Wind by Kansas. Thanks for watching. Right, so first today I'm going to be working on the finger picking. So I'm going to show you what to do with your right hand. So to start with, we're going to pinch the A string and the B string together, followed by the D string and the G string. So together that's the A string and the B string, and then the D string and the G string. After that, it's followed by a single A string and a single B string. So A and B. So that's A and B together, D, G, A and B. So together it's like this. So that is the finger picking pattern, and sometimes the top string, instead of being the A string, it might be the low E string, so it would be the same, except instead of plucking the A, you'll pluck the low E string. Or sometimes the entire pattern will move down to the last 4 strings, like this. And then we're going to add some chords, and that is Dust in the Wind. So the finger picking pattern all together is as so. Or even but it's always the same basic finger picking pattern. Alright, so now we're going to move on to the chords. I'm going to split the chords into 4 sections, each section containing 4 run-throughs of the finger picking pattern. Sections 1 and section 3 are the same chords but in a different order. Section 2 and section 4 are also the same chords in a different order. So there's only 2 sets of chords you're going to have to learn. So the first section starts on a regular C major, and we're going to be playing that through once with the finger picking pattern. With the finger picking pattern, it sounds like this. After that, we're going to take off our first finger and just leave these 2 fingers and play that through once. So if we put these 2 chords together with the finger picking pattern, it sounds like this. After that, we're going to put our 4th finger down on the 3rd fret of the B to make a C add 9 chord. It sounds like this with the finger picking pattern. So we're going to put these 3 chords together to sound like this. After that, we're going to go back to a C. So those are the 4 chords, the first and last chord being the same, with the finger picking pattern. All together it sounds like this. That is section 1. Now let's move on to section 2. Section 2 starts with a sort of A chord, but it's like an E minor, but move your fingers both 1 string down here. So then we play through the finger picking pattern. That's the first chord. The next chord is you put your 4th finger down again on the same place, the 3rd fret of the B string, and play it like this. So you add them together and it sounds like this. And then we're going to move to a standard A minor chord, and then move back to the first chord. So together that sounds like this. Then we're going to move to the 3rd section, which, as I said at the beginning, is the same chords but in a different order. So this time we're going to start on the C add 9 chord, and then go to the C chord. So together that sounds like this. After the C, we take off our 1st finger and play that through. And then go back to the C add 9 again. So section 3 sounds like this. section 4. This has a slightly different part at the end to lead into the chorus. So, for this section, we're going to start on a standard A minor and play that through. And then we're going to go back to this, nearly an A chord again. So those two together. And then you're going to put your little finger down, once again, on the 3rd fret of the B string and play that. So those three together sound like this. So that's the first 3. But now the next one is slightly different to lead into the chorus. So what you're going to do, you're going to again pinch the A and the B, but this time it's going to be open, and then you're going to hammer on the B string on the 1st fret like this. So it's a pinch of A and B and hammer on the 1st fret of the B string. After that, we're going to move to this chord here, which is a 2 on the A string and a 3rd fret on the B string. So that's the hammer on and then this chord. So the 4th section sounds like this. Sorry. And that is how you play the verse for Dust in the Wind. Okay, so now we're going to be moving on to the chorus riff. So the first chord for the chorus riff is once again a C. So you play the finger picking pattern one. But then we're going to move to this chord that we had earlier with a 2nd fret A string and a 3rd fret B string, and play the finger picking pattern there. So those first 2 bars. Once again. And then it's an A minor chord, but the only difference here is for the first pinch, instead of being the A and B, it's the A and high E. But after that it returns to normal, so it's like this. So those first 3 chords together. So basically for the A minor, after you play this bit, then you play it once again but normally. So for just the A minor, it's 2 bars. So all together. So that is the first 2 bars. And then we're going to go to a very simple G with just a finger on the 3rd fret of the low E string. And we're going to play the finger picking pattern, but this time, instead of the low string being the A, it's going to be the low E. So we put that all together. After that, we're going to move to a D minor 7, which is down here. So first we're going to be barring the 1st frets of B and high E, and we're going to have another finger on the 2nd fret of the G. So the whole finger picking pattern is going to move down to the bottom 4 strings, like this. So that whole first part together. Sorry. And then we're going to go back to the A minor. And once again, we're going to be plucking the A and high E for the first one. But then instead of doing a normal one again, like in the first part we went, but this time we're going to do the hammer on, so the A and the open B with a hammer on to the 1st fret B, and then move to this chord here. 2nd fret A, 3rd fret B. So for the last bit, it's so the whole chorus riff together. that whole part is repeated.